All right, hello everyone. Happy Sunday. I have no idea what the date is today. It's like the 16th or something like that. So this is day 5 for me not drinking. I know I start these count overs over and over again, but you know, it just is what it is right now. So I feel pretty good with the idea of drinking if I have to in New York, not that I want to, you know, if I just can't take it, which hopefully one of these days I'll get over that, but just never drinking in Vegas, and hopefully eventually never drinking anywhere, and I won't be going to New York for forever, so once I go to New York it won't even be a question, so. Okay, I think I'm gonna do some push-ups. I really don't want to, but I feel like I need to. All right. You know, it's really hard getting back into exercising, and not that I do that much, but you'd be surprised. You do some push-ups and you feel the burn. All right, we're gonna turn you guys around, because I'm gonna be on the ground there, attempting to do 20 push-ups. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Man, yesterday was rough. Yesterday was my first time doing 20 push-ups, and I don't know how long, but definitely, you know, since I've been in New York. Did I do them ever in New York? I don't think so. If I did, I was drunk and don't remember. Oh dear. Okay, let's try this. And see
Chester and Bethany.
Oh, hey, see Chester and Bethany. I heard sound music in my ear. I can't hear anyways. Hey, Bethany and see Chester and so many people. Sorry, I haven't messaged anybody back. I'm so bad when I get home. I just don't even touch my phone. It's like I have like so glued to my phone when I'm in New York that when I get home I like want nothing to do with my phone. So like I forget to even like look at it. Literally, I'll like go all day without looking at my phone. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I didn't really do 20. Oh, the last 2 were pretty bad, and most of them are pretty bad. But at least I attempted to get back on it. Man, you can get out of shape fast. Especially when you're 40. All right, it's hot out here too. Whew. Let's do some nunchucks. Ugh, those are bad. Don't be hating, you guys. I know they're bad. Oh man, the last 2 weren't even barely went down. I was like, sometimes you just give up, but you're like, no, I'm gonna do 20. But the last 2 are like, don't even count. All right. Whew. Okay. And these shorts have just lost their elasticity. Oh darn, right, for everybody. But hey, so I just never buy clothes for myself. I need to. So they just they're really awkward right now. Okay. I have no good clothes right now to wear, like, for the vlogs. It's too hot to wear anything nice, and my shorts are all just terrible. Okay. Let's do some nunchucks. I can't do very much right now. It's hot out here. Don't laugh. I hope my underwear not sticking out of my shorts. I don't know what's going on with these shorts right now. Oh. What's gonna go first, the ankle, or am I gonna whack myself? I'm just not that coordinated right now. Only 5 days after drinking. It was only 2 weeks of drinking, but I don't hold my alcohol well, and I have a really bad allergy too. Let's see if I can. I have to think about it right now. How do I do this? I'm just gonna hurt myself. Did this too long today? I don't even remember how to do the nunchucks. I'm like, how do I spin these things? Ah, yeah. This someone's gonna get hit. Alright, I think I'm good on those today before I whack myself too many times. Then I can do a tad more, not much more. No. I'm actually not have to do that long. Okay, I'm gonna sit outside for just a very short amount of time. So let me get the chair because it is hot. But yeah, I got to sit right here a little bit. I'd just be totally like in the shade from you guys. I don't know if my face is gonna be like totally in the shade, but it just looks pleasant. Just a little bit of shade right there. You guys see me? Rich will have to come out and fix this camera because it's probably gonna overheat. Won't be able to be here long. Holes in this towel. Fabulous. All right. Oh, I found my water. I'm like out of breath from like 30 seconds working out. Woof! What a day! Oh man. So anyways, let me have a good night. So anywho, all right. So I have been back from New York now since, what, Tuesday night. So not even a week yet, but I'm already planning my next trip, which is my idea. Richard's like, no, but it just kind of makes sense right now because Vegas is, and what the people expect here, like, it's just too much for me. Like, I lose brain cells. I think you do, because when I come back, it takes me a second to kind of get my brain going properly again. And they do say that everything's kind of a little bit off. I was talking about that GABA thing last time. I don't remember. I had just kind of heard about it, but something like really like it just, you're so, like you can't control your senses and everything. Like everything is just kind of like off. You know, like the way you react is just, you know, off. So each trip I go, I'm hoping I get stronger where I'm like, I don't want to drink in New York anymore. But I do think this is like a good process I'm going through of being like, what are the reasons I want to drink? Because there's so many bad reasons for it. So I think like each time I kind of process a little bit, and it's becoming less of something I like desire, you know. Is it already overheating? Do we need to go inside? Okay. So yeah, but I am excited to go back to New York, but I do love being home at the same token. So it's like, it's a little bit of a conflict because like, it's hard for me to leave, but then I do enjoy the experience at the same token. And I know I'm not going to be going forever because I do not have the stamina to go forever. I have the stamina to sit out here for very long. But I am feeling pretty good today. I'm still very tired, like that's more back and forth, but I like the contrast too. Cause like I would hate if my whole life was like unhealthy. And then I enjoyed when my whole life was healthy, but that does get a little bit boring at times. I remember being like, am I really never gonna eat anything but beef and water? And thinking, oh yeah, that's you know, the way. And now I'm like, well, I'm okay with that. Maybe I've flexed a little bit on my you know, strictness. So, but I do enjoy having a rigid diet at the same token. I was excited I found my ring. I bought this little ring when I was in New York. It was like $20. And I was wearing it on like the, what is that? The opposite of your ring finger. Is that one you called your index? Is the other one? Whatever the one is. Is the index of this one? I don't know if I forget what our fingers are called. But anyways, this one. And I guess it was too big, so I was, here, can you just take my earpiece, Rich?
No, I'm busy right now.
No, but I don't need this, and it was connected to that phone.
Oh, okay, great.
So I'm saying take it because otherwise I don't want to lose it. Just put it on the table for me. It was connected to the phone that you have in your. If you could just put it on the table, that'd be great. Just put it on the table so it doesn't get lost.
Okay.
But anyway, rash or something. Because I didn't realize it had come off, but you know how like later some of these things will come back to you, like, wait, oh, I kind of have this memory of like, because I was like sober and everything. There was nothing like that. It was more just like not always being aware, like, because in your subconscious things happen, you know. I was like, when did that happen? And so I go to clean and I put my hands in the gloves and I feel the ring and I was like, oh, that's what it was. It slipped off when I pulled the glove off. There it is. So I was really happy. It's like a $20 ring, but I was like, oh, bummed. Like I hate when I lose little things like that. So I didn't lose it, so that made me happy. But yeah, this is what was it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, day 5. Day 5, no alcohol. So I drank on Tuesday before I left New York, and then I haven't drank since then. So Wednesday was my first day. And I don't care that, you know, I'm back starting over my sobriety. It just feels good every day that I don't drink. It's like, cool, you know, like I feel proud of myself. So I know people keep laughing at me because I'll like keep getting over, you know, but each day that you don't drink when you don't want feels really good. Because I don't really ever want to drink. Just when I go to New York, I just do for some reason. That's why I'm getting irritated with myself. But I'm trying to work through like, what's causing this? Why am I wanting to do this? And the more I kind of like look into myself, like I'm learning about myself and realizing, and so I'm getting less angry when I drink, but I still do get angry and I don't like that. But I'm like, what's causing me to get angry? Because a lot of times when I'm fully sober, I tend to just not pay attention to things. You know, you kind of like, you know, you just, you know, you don't want to like work on yourself, you know. But then when something crazy happens, like I go to New York or I drink, you know, then all these new emotions and things tumble out and I go, oh, why did that happen? And then I can kind of like, I'm not recommending that you go drink. I'm just saying I'm realizing this is what's happening when I'm going through these processes. So I'm learning a lot each trip and I'm coming back feeling like a stronger, better person, not perfect on any level, I never will be and far from it, but just trying to be the best version of me, I guess I can be, you know. But I always, when I was young, wanted to be perfect, like that existed. You know, thinking like, I mean, what is perfect? Everyone has a different version of perfect anyways. So just this quest to be perfect is just like a really weird thing if we think about it. And I was like perfectionist when I was a kid, like just always try to, you know, be number one, not in a competitive way, just because like for my own self, you know, get 100% on a thing, you know, to ace the test, you know, kind of thing, be the fastest runner or whatever the thing was, be the best. But like at some point you're not going to be. I found that out at some point when you're childless, unless you end up, you know, being the best in some sport or something. You're probably not the best in everything. But there comes a point where you go, oh, you know, you get beat on things, and then that quest for perfection starts to go more and more away. But it's weird that we even want that we have to be like, I mean, why isn't it just like, you know, it's cool, like we're just doing our thing, you know, but like, no, I have to be better than you. It's just weird. So I am just not into competing anymore, I guess. I just kind of want to, you know, paddle down my own little path. But everyone seems to want to like knock over my boat every which way I go. And I'm like, I just kind of try to just do my own thing. But people don't like that. That's what they call it, like the mainstream. You got to go with the mainstream going their way. If I try to find my own little path, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to knock her off her path. So I don't know. But it's getting better where I feel like less people are kind of trying to be so destructive to our family in particular. I know I've done and said some really mean things that I feel bad about and I wish I could take back. But, you know, I can't take them back, so I'm trying to just press forward of like, in positivity. I don't want to bag on other channels, bag on other people. I don't want to be talking crap about people anymore. So I'm really just trying to have like a more, I don't know, like good vibes. And I feel like our family's getting really good vibes around here. Like when I came back from New York, just really good vibes that have been set up by Rich and Gloria and Annette. And then like it just continued because, and other times when I came back, like it was a lot more hectic and stuff, but this time, like, I don't know, like everything's just starting to flow. So I feel like even without me, everything's like going really well, and that makes me feel good because in the past, like, I don't know, I was like in so much control of everything that it kind of fell apart when I left. But now, like, Richard's been like doing so much. Like, he's been doing like all of the shopping and all of the cooking, so that like just takes so much off my plate. So it's actually like I'm half the time just sitting around now, like, what am I gonna be doing, you know? So, anyways, it's going really well around here. Gloria did get sick though yesterday. I guess I didn't even know. Richard didn't even tell me until this morning. I guess she threw up, but she does have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Otherwise, we would have taken her to the ER. But she's feeling better now. But I think she just ate something bad. I don't know. Hope she's okay. But she has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so it's perfect timing for that. Because this has been a scheduled doctor's appointment for, they schedule it like a couple months out, and it happens to be tomorrow. So, because I was like, should we take her to the ER? And he's like, her appointment's tomorrow. So I was like, okay, I guess she should just see her main doctor. And she seems to be okay. She's out of bed now. She's been able to eat and everything, but that made me very nervous. So I hope she's okay. We're getting very nervous for her. She is 82 and she doesn't like to eat properly for her diabetes. We really try to get her to eat more protein, but she just really doesn't like protein. Like, Richard will make protein and other things for her in the morning, and she always chooses the other things. And then she'll say, oh, yeah, I left the protein. And so then we'll all eat the protein, like all of us, if she leaves it, like either Annette or me or Rich, whatever, because it'll be like steak or something. And it's just always like, oh, no, I am good on the protein. Like for breakfast and lunch, and she'll sometimes eat some at dinner, but she just doesn't really like protein. And that would be best because that doesn't have sugar. But, we can't force her to eat protein. So it's just funny because she's always like eating everything around the protein. Like if there's like fruit, if there's bread, or if there's anything other than protein, like, ooh, I like this other stuff. But yeah, it's going really well, except for we're worried about Gloria because she got sick yesterday, so that makes me nervous. I know, they had just gone dancing on Friday night, and as she gets older, that is getting harder on her, and and she drinks alcohol when she goes out, and she's been having some wine, but she drinks more on the weekends, so maybe that upsets her belly. I know it sure upsets my belly, when I drink in New York. So I hope she's okay, because we really do get worried. But I'm really glad she's going to the doctor tomorrow, because if she wasn't going to the doctor, I would have taken her to the ER today. But I think I'm going to need to go inside to get really hot out here. So we're going to have to mosey inside. Oof, starting to sweat. Sweat. I'm getting swass out here. Sweaty ass. It's hot. You can be outside in Vegas for like a certain amount of time. And then you're good. And you're about ready to die. I'm just kidding. Not really. All right. Whew. Let me get my water bottle. Let me lid her out here. Oh, Lordy. My new little Beats, the little headphone things. They're so cool. Earbuds. With the nunchucks, I always forget them out here all the time. Okay, guys. We gotta go inside. It's too hot. It's too hot. Hey, Gloria. Oh, it's hot out there. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it's really hot. It's too hot, Rich. I'm coming inside. Everyone help me. It's too hot out there. I'll get the lights going. Ooh. Can't take it. Oh, you got it really good. Oh, can't take it out there anymore. Oh my goodness sakes. It's just too hot.
Too hot.
Too hot. It's too hot. Let me just brush my hair and put my headphones away.
Take care of your hair.
Well, I stay outside and it's just a mess. No, I'm good on that. No way, Jose, I'll be coughing. I'm good on that. I'll be coughing for the next 10 minutes. Okay. Whew. It's hot out there. Oh my goodness sakes, you guys. Hot tamales. Oh,
Hot.
I bring my shoes up because these are the ones that Casper has not got to yet. He was already trying to this morning. The second I put them on, he's like, ooh, you got new shoes. I haven't chewed on those. Uh-oh. What's all? All right. Hello. Did we make it? Can you zoom out just a smidge?
Can I? Good. There you go. That's square.
That's good.
Further back.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, you can do a little closer.
I'm using the YouTube app.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm a little bit, it's different.
Go a little closer.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah. I'm seeing on the big screen, so I was looking. Oh, I'm way too far.
That's actually better.
No, I'm way too far.
Like that?
No, not at all. I thought you were, go way back closer.
But then they can see your pretty shoes.
No, I didn't see those shoes on the bed.
Okay, tell you what, you just talk. You just
Go way closer. Go way closer. Go way closer.
Okay, start talking.
All right. Well, it's hard for me. Okay. So anyways, yeah, so there's a Mets game at 4 that they won yesterday against the Mariners. Oh, they have a new pitcher.
Did it?
Well, it was, they're just not doing fabulous. But they finally went, and they have a new pitcher who did really great. So that was really good. Right now I can't think of his name.
Minea?
No, that's the other guy. Shaman, no. It's Nolan something.
Oh, he's brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, his parents were there.
His parents were there.
His parents were
I
there.
remember his first name, Nolan. I know his last name. I'll think of it in a second. But anyways, it was his first game. He did fabulous. So everyone was proud of him. And good game. But yeah, they're just not doing fabulous these days, which me and Rich really enjoy watching the Mets game. It's kind of become our thing. I'll watch it a little bit in New York if I have the time, but it's kind of like me and Rich's thing to do now together, So it's like I don't really particularly like to watch it that much in New York, but if I'm sitting around, I will.
Thanks, Spirit of New Orleans. Spirit of New Orleans says that your song intros are the best.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We did those in the studio back in before we left for Panama, right before COVID.
Which ones?
All of them, basically, pretty much. I think.
Which one did you do today?
None. There was none today. Just in general, they were saying.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them we did, before Panama, because everything's been out of sorts since Panama, because that was like right at the start of COVID, and so everything has just COVID was crazy for us, because we were traveling a lot and moving a lot. And we had to, because Vegas, we couldn't survive staying in Vegas. But that's why we kept trying to find a place that would work. But then we eventually came back to Vegas, and Vegas was okay for a minute, but now I don't know what they're going to do. It's been such a bad year. They thought this was going to be a good year for Vegas, and it's just been bad for everybody. I mean, and now they voted to keep the F1 for even longer. Which everyone's mad about, but it's like, I think it's the only thing they have going for Vegas, and that's not even good. Like, they don't even fill up, they could barely sell the tickets for that thing. I don't know. I hope Vegas does come back, because it is kind of like the place where it's like the adult playground, and it would be a shame if it just kind of all went away, because it is just turning into this like Disneyland now. I mean, it's just so kid friendly, but not in a good way. I mean, not like where it's like, oh, there's fun things for the kids necessarily, just like where there's a million kids. Like, it's like a million kids in the adult areas. Like, why are there so many strollers in the casino? I mean, it's just weird. But then they'll have like a little area, a rec center for the kids, where they play video games or something. But I'm like, this isn't really a kid-friendly place. But then there's just kids everywhere now. I mean, ever since the pandemic, because I think they'll give like families like, oh, these great deals for the hotels and the airline flights, So I'm like, but this isn't really a kid-friendly place. I know you see a lot of kids, but it doesn't mean it's a good idea. It's just like, I don't know. I'm always confused because it used to be very strict about not even really letting children walk through the casino much
Right,
unless it was like,
deal if they
yeah, unless
if
it
they're
was,
seeing in a casino
yeah,
watching the parents
unless
play.
it was like an area where you are going from like your hotel room to, to a restaurant or something. But now it's like they're literally just, lingering in the casino. That used to be like, no. And they used to be very strict on that. I remember when I was a kid, we would go up to, because I lived about an hour, oh, hey, Mama, but about an hour south of Lake Tahoe. So we would go up there, and that's, you go to the border, you have Nevada and California, and all the casinos are on the Nevada side. So as a kid, we'd go over there. And my parents, I remember, would sometimes gamble, and they were very strict back then about like the kids were not allowed in the casino areas. It would be like you had to be with your parents, and you had to be like, scurrying through along, and then they had areas for the children. They're very fun, like video arcade areas and stuff. But and better than they have now. It was much more like a Dave and Buster's kind of thing for the kids. Now they got like this tiny little area they put them in. But yeah, now I don't know. I don't know what they're doing at the casinos. They're so strict about some things, and then so loosey goosey about other things. Like they're super strict if someone walks in with their dispensary weed bag when they think it's like it is legal in the state. They think they can have it. They'll like kick them out of the hotel. Oh, like, oh no, you can't bring that in there. And so they just have to like hide it in another bag. You can bring it in, but you can't have them see that you're bringing in weed, and you're not allowed to smoke it in your room on any level. But a lot of times people are getting edibles or something, so they're not even smoking. But it's legal in the state. It's recreationally, but you legally in Las Vegas, there's no way to consume weed as a tourist legally. Like if you're trying to smoke it, well, even technically eating it, because you're not supposed to have in your hotel room on any level. You're supposed to bring in your dispensary stuff, what you buy from a dispensary, into the hotel or the casino, because not federally legal. You're not allowed to consume it outside, and you can only you're not supposed to consume it in a rental car. You know what I mean? So it's just like this weird thing of like,
it's obvious that
it's just a messed up
It's
thing.
obvious that the cops in Lombardo hate weed still.
Yeah, well, and it's
But
just
they're
this
doing it
ridiculous
because they
thing.
can't afford it
But in
for
New
that.
York, like it's legal to consume
They all love
weed
it there.
wherever you can
Everyone smokes it there.
smoke a cigarette. You can
Judges
smoke weed.
smoke it.
So like outside, you're not in like
Stoner
certain
Connection's
parks.
here,
You
and she's
can't.
smoking
But
some Alaskan weed right now.
oh, that's nice. I know. That's my big problem when I go to New York is I don't consume enough weed. Because I don't really like to take things like edibles because they have a lot of sugar. But someone gave me some, and I was already, drinking, so it was like, well, I'm already consuming sugar. So I did some. They were like these gummy cube things. Those were pretty nice. I did that. I couldn't tell you the name or anything like that. And then, I had the jar. It wasn't just like someone handed me some gummies, but I don't remember what it was called. But it was very nice. And then someone gave me a joint, but I didn't actually consume the joint. I actually gave it to these guys at the pizza joint. I said, "You smoke weed?" They were like, "What?" They didn't speak English. I was like, "Oh." So I always do things like that. I give away the things that I should be consuming, and then I'm like drinking alcohol instead of like, I'm really bad about consuming weed if I'm drinking alcohol. Like I don't want it. I'm like, I don't need weed. But weed is what helps me not want to consume alcohol. So it's like this thing, like when you drink, you don't want to like have something that'll actually help you. Like, I don't need that weed schmeed, So when I get home, I even struggle to. Richard will be like, "You ready for a bong hit?" When I get home, I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, let me know when you are." I'm like, like grumpy for like the first hour, and then I'll be like, "Okay, I'll have some weed now." And then I finally start to like feel better. I go, "Oh, that's so much better." Because I really do need weed in the sense. I don't like.
Better medicine than alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, alcohol's not medicine. Alcohol's like poison. Weed is actually medicine. So yeah, they're very different things. Like weed actually helps me. Alcohol like kills me. So yeah, very, very different contrasts. That's why when I'm drinking alcohol, the last thing I want is something that's gonna help me because you're just like you don't care. So I'm hoping my next trip I make better decisions on that. But I can't stress about my New York trips while I'm in Vegas. It just gives me too much anxiety. So I just go, you know what? I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there in New York. But as far as Vegas, I really feel committed to not drink. And I feel committed, like, that definitely be a 100% rule of, like, no drinking in Vegas. So, like, even if I slip up and drink in New York, like, as soon as I get home, like, back to like, not messing around. You know what I mean? Like, because I have this tendency to kind of, like, when I first get back from New York, be like, oh, I can just F off because I worked so hard, kind of thing. But the thing is, if I choose that to be with alcohol, it just makes every trip like so much longer of like any sort of recovery. And that's what happened that one time. So I decided the best thing to do would be finish any sort of like drinking thing I want to do, of like thinking it's so fun to do drunk karaoke, embarrass myself. Finish that on the, next time, the second to the last day before you leave. And then when you get home, like, rest and have that be, something to look forward to. Instead of like thinking, oh, when I get home, I want to drink some more. So I'm kind of like making that kind of be at least the rule for now, until like maybe I can stop drinking completely in New York. That would be the ideal. But for now, I'm gonna, keep putting in a smaller box, and then definitely no drinking in Vegas. It's just something I feel really committed to. I'm not even. I just, I get twinges, where, especially like on like a Friday night, or something like that, when like the ladies go out, and you just, I grew up in the time where, I mean, it might still exist, I'm not sure, because everyone's so antisocial these days, but where it was really like, on Friday was when everyone went out, Friday, Saturday. Because during the week we pretty much, try to, I don't know, get things done, not be, especially like in the Air Force. We would sometimes go out every night, but often it was more like on the weekends that people would go out, But because you're young, and I remember like Friday and Saturday just being like, oh. So sometimes, even though I haven't had that for years, there's still that twinge of like, you feel that on a Friday and Saturday. So I know with anyone that's ever struggled with alcohol or whatever thing is your addiction you struggle with, on days that it's more like lively and people are out and about, you might feel like the twinge to like want to like party in a sense, maybe go out to eat, whatever it is, even if your thing is like food or whatever. So that's the problem in New York, is like every day is lively like that. So it's like every day is a Friday there. So every day is like, woo, and so you almost feel weird if you're sitting in your hotel room. Like, I need to be out in the city, I need to be out, like, but I'm very antisocial, and I am very shy, weirdly enough, by myself. Like, I keep to myself. So when I drink, I'm much more like, hey, everybody, and often embarrass myself. But
I think you did great. I think
this last trip, no, I embarrassed myself.
You're much less angry than you used to be.
Yeah, but I'm hoping like each trip I drink less and less.
The goal is to get you so that you can actually sit down when I get you to Yorkshire. Sit down and we have a Guinness with Midge, and you don't fucking rip his head off.
Oh, I could do that. No, I've gotten to that point. Yeah. No, I've gotten. No, that's. I have come to the maturity.
I don't think it'd be a good idea
where I can go
all the way to England and not having a beer with Midge.
No, I can actually. I did that where I went with clients and had a drink, and then and that's it.
I'll deal with it when I get back.
I'm at that maturity of it, but I'm still an alcoholic. So when left to my own means, but myself, I overdo it. But no, I definitely. I used to not even be able to like handle if I had one drink. I was like, no, I can control myself, but I definitely by myself, left for like 2 weeks, I will overdrink, and that's why I love having a family, because I am very harmful to myself on my own. I don't know. I don't really have much of like reason not to be. I'll just be like, whatever. You know what I mean? But when you have like your family that, like is there and wants to, even like with my bunny, they need me, they don't like when I'm just like passed out, it's, I don't know, it's just different. And so it's very hard for me to want to even drink here, because like I have everybody here. Like, it'd be weird if I was like passed out right now. We're in New York, it wouldn't be that weird. Like, whatever, it would be, what, like one there? I might be passed out.
Would you ever go to Mexico to do Puska?
No, I'm not really into trying strange drugs. I really am not. Like, I'm really not an adventurous person in that sense. So I was like, I do my mild alcohol, like in the sense of beers and hard ciders. I won't even touch the liquor anymore, like the hard liquor. Well, I'll do a cider or a beer, and that's as far as I'll go. And I'm not for any drugs.
Drugs are kind of, growing up, you were like you would
I was
probably.
a little bit of a nun when I grew
No,
up.
would you say that if you probably, like, if things didn't leave the military and your mom, would you have ever
Oh
done
no,
weed or
no,
any drug?
no. If I didn't leave the military, I never would have tried a drug. I had no desire to. No, nah. Especially in the military, there's no tolerance. So it's just like, no.
It wasn't your thing in high school.
No, it wasn't my thing in high school. I was kind of judged for being such a goody two shoes. So I've had both contrasts. I don't really care what you guys think now. I was judged for being like the one that wouldn't do anything. You know, I was like the biggest square in cheerleading. I wasn't even invited to the parties because why? Joy's not gonna drink or do drugs or want to have sex.
Hey, but did they ever offer you money for them to drink?
No, but in the Air Force, I got offered money all the time to drink. Like, my buddies would. I didn't want to go out all the time, and I was like apparently the most fun person back then. Imagine that. So my buddies would pay me sometimes, like, oh, Joy, and I'd be like, I'm in bed, and they're like, oh, we'll pay you $50, come out. I'm like, no,
See,
$100, come out.
And you
no.
still wouldn't go out. They give you $100 to drink.
I forget sometimes. Maybe at a certain point I might. Like, I don't remember. They would do it all the time. I'd be tired.
So getting paid to party is not a new thing for you.
No. I'd be like, I'm not coming out right now. I'm in bed. Like, you guys know me. But I'm like in bed.
Air Force training.
No, like the jaws of life ain't pulling me out of bed. But often it was like it was like, I went out all the time. So if I was in bed, I was tired that day. I didn't feel well, you know. Because I was the one everyone invited. Oh, I had so many circles of friends, you know. I would just bounce around. Everybody wanted me to go, and everybody get mad if I didn't hang out with them. I had so many friends in the Air Force, and then that was like the last time I had friends, pretty much. I don't know. I kind of gave up after that. I remember my dad picking me up, bringing me back to my sister's, basically tail between my legs because they want me to move back to California. I had like no friends after that, but my dad was like, wow, you have so many friends, I can't believe it, as if it was like the most insane thing that he'd ever seen, but it kind of was, because I was actually always very shy, but for some reason, I had tons of friends in the Air Force. And then after that, my only friends were bartenders and cocktail waitresses, because I went to the bars. Or people from AA. So my friends I'd either met through AA or at the bars. That was it. So you don't really have like super solid friends that way, you know. So my last like solid friends were like my Air Force friends. So I kept in contact with a lot of them for a long time, but you know, most of them just got married and had a bunch of kids, and I just didn't relate anymore. Some of them already were married with kids, even when I was in the Air Force. But back then, you know, I kind of thought I was going to do the same thing. So, but yeah, I remember my one really good friends. They still lived in Oklahoma, and their house got taken out by a tornado. One time when I was like, oh God, I don't live there anymore. But it's just weird stuff happens in Oklahoma. But I would have been still stuck in Oklahoma, and that would have sucked. Unless, you know, in AWACS, I think they're getting rid of the planes. So eventually I would have had to retrain anyways to another job. So my job was going away. It was being faded into the abyss of history. And so I don't even know how many people are even in my job anymore. Because I know they've gotten rid of some of the planes. Like I don't think they, like when one goes out of commission, they don't replace them. And those planes are from the 70s, most of them. So they're getting older. I mean, they've put so many Band-Aids on those planes, even when I was in the Air Force. Those things have done a good job. They're like Boeing 737s with a big radar rotodome on top. It's called the AWACS. Airborne Warning and Control Systems, AWACS. But I love that plane. I don't know. I think my dad still has like a wooden model that I'd send him at some point. I hope he has it. I hope my dad has some of the stuff that I'd send him over the years, because he'd be the only one that would have it. You know what I mean? Like, because my mom's dead, and my sister I doubt has anything. So it would be cool, but who knows since he doesn't talk to me. But it'd be cool because I know, like, I hope he still has my mom's like antique dresser and stuff. And my old boss gave me this bookshelf that her husband had made for her, this amazing wood I don't remember what kind of, it was oak or what it was. I forget, I think it was oak. Bookshelf, just beautiful. Her husband had made it for her and she gave it to me. He was actually kind of mad she gave it to me, but she like, I don't know, it was like a gesture. And that's how my dad. There's a couple things like that. I'm like, oh, we still have. I hope they didn't just like literally take the stuff to the dump, but it is what it is. I don't ever want it back. You just hope that the stuff still exists within the family, you know. But anyways, there's very few things I even care about like that because I've moved so many times, and there's just a handful of things. But it's like if it's gone, it's gone because I don't even care. But anywho. Let me think. What is going on? Yeah, tomorrow we take Gloria to the doctor. Thank goodness, since she wasn't feeling well. But she's out of bed. She's on the couch and stuff. She's not in bed anymore, so that's good. So we got Gloria. Do you want to hear a funny story? Well, it's not that funny. It actually kind of sucks. But we got Gloria this cover for her closet, and we accidentally sent one to my old hotel that I stayed at because Richard was sending me stuff. So we were trying to figure out how do they deal with this if like you were at a hotel and you're not there anymore, you know, and you're like cross country now. But I guess they give you like half credit for it or something. But so it was crazy because, you know, there's so many things going on, and Richard was sending me some items there and stuff, and it's just crazy because I'm sure that happens all the time now that you think about it, you know, because often it's more like the thing didn't arrive in time, you know what I mean? But it's a crazy thing. You think about how do you go, because you're like, wait, my package is there. How did I get them to pick it up, you know? But anyways, I guess eventually maybe return to sender, but I don't know. I don't know how long they hold on to people's packages these days, but I don't know. But anyways, we're already looking into my next trip, which I actually get excited, nervous, but excited just because like it kind of gives me like something to like kind of plan, because I'm not much of a planner, but like planning my trips I kind of like, where I'll think, okay, what do I need to do? Otherwise I'm kind of like just kind of doing my day-to-days, where this kind of gives me like a, oh wait, what do I need to get ready for New York, like it gives me kind of like another little like task like in my head, which I have to take a drink of water. I think I like that extra like little bit of like, okay, thinking where otherwise you're kind of just like every day is almost like you're kind of doing the same routine. You only have like, you know, a handful of like little extra appointments for us, because most of the days we don't really know what's going to happen each day. Like each day we wake up and I don't know, you know, what calls are going to come in or whatever. So this kind of gives me like something to kind of like be able to like think ahead a little bit, because people are always like, what's your guys' long-term goal? And I don't really like having like long-term goals, because I'd rather just kind of live day to day. But having a little bit of like, okay, this is coming in 2 months gives me a little bit of like structure for these next 2 months, if that makes sense. Like I'm definitely like, okay, I need to whip myself into shape, get myself healthy before I potentially go get unhealthy again, you know what I mean? Because there's just no way I can't stay unhealthy the entire time. It would just be so bad for me. So what I need to do is just like be as healthy as I can, you know, get myself back, you know, working out and stuff. And I really want to get to the pool and start swimming some laps. But to be honest, I haven't really felt like putting on my swimsuit, you know, when you put on a little weight, you know, even though I know I'm not, you know, too big, but you just, you know, you, as women, you're like, a little tight now. So I just have a lot of goals now where I feel like if I didn't have like a trip coming up, I almost would kind of like forget to give myself goals, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. I'm really excited about like how well like everything kind of is flowing when I am gone though. Like Richard is like being badass with being like like the house dad around here. Like him and Annette just love going to the store in the morning. Really helps me, whether I'm here or not. I mean, I don't know when I'm not here, but for them. But when I am here, it really helps me, and Annette really enjoys it. It's kind of like their thing. I'm always like, make sure to take her, and even if she's on a walk, he goes and gets her, and then they go together. So that's been going. And then she helps him cook and stuff. And Gloria's really enjoying not having to cook, especially when she's not feeling well. So Richard has just been doing like all the cooking, which is really hard to cook like all those different things. So I said, you know what? I'll start making my little nibblers, because I'm going to start doing them with no oil. Because as much as I love like the other day was cooking with like the bacon fat. Oh, Tastes so good, but it just bloats me. I don't do well with like really oily for some reason. It's something to do with my bad digestion. Other people might do fine. Like Richard seems to do fine with the more oily stuff. I seem to like bloat really bad when it's oily. So, like this morning, I made my nibblers without any oil this time, and I felt much better. I make my little beef nibblers, I break up the meat. Um, I just love it that way. But I was like, why was I doing better in the sense of not really bloating in New York? But I realized I wasn't putting any oil in the pan. I was just putting the beef in there, and you just using the oil from the beef. So I was coming back to that this morning, and that made me feel a little better. Because I think sometimes when I do too much oil, I get really tired too. I get really like lethargic. Because I'm saying like the cooking oil, like the olive oil or whatever, or even the bacon fat, And everyone's getting healthy around here. Annette is loving having steak like every day. She's having steak every day. Richard and her went and got like so much steak today, like these, because we'll get like these packs that have like 4 steaks, and they got like 3 of these packs, so they must have had a sale on the steaks today. And that's what we do. We try to get them when they're on sale, and they're good ones. They're like not like flank steaks, but they're not necessarily ribeye. They might be like sirloin, top sirloin or something like that. So Annette is just loving that. That's just like, that's all she wants. Like we'll ask her, do you want, even ask her if she wants fast food. And she's like, no, just steak. Where Gloria, I think the other day wanted Taco Bell, and Annette didn't even want any after they went dancing. That might be why Gloria got upset stomach, honestly, because they hadn't had Taco Bell in a long time. And then she had Taco Bell after dancing, where Annette didn't. I mean, maybe that's what upset her stomach, because it was right after that she ended up, like the next morning throwing up, and she didn't really eat anything else, but she ate Taco Bell that night. She hasn't had fast food in a really long time. She's been eating really healthy. Richard's been making like really healthy options for Gloria and Annette, so I'm really proud of him. And then Annette's been smoking way less. Like, I gave her first pack today since I think that's the first pack I've even given her since I got home. Like, I think the whole time she was like working on 1 pack, I think, since I've been home. Maybe 2, but I don't think so. I can't really remember, but it's like, she's taking so much longer to finish a pack of cigarettes. So good. And we don't judge her on that. We let her do her thing, but she doesn't smoke in the house anymore. She goes in her little garden area. And that's helping keep it much healthier for everyone in the house, because it was really smoky and stinky, in here. And often, all of our clothes would smell like smoke because of just her smoking. So now everything is getting much fresher in the house, and she's only smoking in the front, which is better for her health too, because she was sitting in that room just, filled with smoke. So I think they're just getting much better, but we are worried about Gloria. I hope that she just maybe got a little stomach bug and it's not anything serious, as far as that goes. But I know she's not doing well in the sense she's getting more and more tired. I think it has a lot to do with, though, she doesn't really want to eat what she's supposed to eat for her diabetes. But yeah, it's tough because it's really hard. I keep thinking, like, I don't know which is harder, like having your mom kind of die abruptly, or like having to watch her like kind of die slowly. So it's really tough. It's like, it's really hard right now, and like it's just this energy. It's just kind of like sadness, because Gloria is getting more and more kind of like sicker,
Yeah, she doesn't like to admit it.
And she don't like to admit it, and she wants to, act like she can do so much, but then whenever she does something, she's kind of like knocked out for a really long time. And so we can just see like her aging, and it's making us sad, and I feel bad for any of the mean things I ever said in the past, because I don't feel that way anymore. And I just see this, old lady, and she just is, kind of dying in front of us, and it's very, very, very hard. So it is hard being here at times, because we just want to make it better, but I don't know how much better we can make it for her at this point. I mean, like, we're trying, Richard's starting to look in, getting another job as well. But the biggest thing is being here with her right now, what I mean? So I don't really want Richard to like on him too much, so it needs to be something that, he can do more from home for now, so he can be with his mom, what I mean? So it makes it's very limiting or she has left, or has it been that way the whole time? Should the microphone's off? You guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Did we fix the audio? Someone said 18th century Spanish. Midge.
Let's see if that fixes the sound over there.
Is it any better? Are we any better? Yeah, that looks better like that. That's better. Same like right there. It's a better angle. Can you hear me now?
Hey, the sound works good.
Ah, there we go.
You like that angle?
Yeah, this is good. That's what I was trying to achieve, and then he pulled me all the way back to,
Well, yeah,
BFE.
You don't know what it looks like on the other devices. All you see is this one.
That's true. So we've been watching that documentary about the Biggest Loser show. And we watched that show.
That was incredible.
Oh my gosh, though. I've been watching that documentary. I did not realize how awful it was, though. You know what I mean? Like, now that I think about it, we watched the show and we felt like inspired. Richard was heavy at the time when we watched it, and that got us wanting to go to Planet Fitness. That's our first place we went because it's like $10 a month, you know?
Oh, I was like 303.
Get this. Richard needed like a 2X or a 3X t-shirt, but all they had was a 5X when we started there. So Richard's walking around in his 5X t-shirt, and we go to Planet Fitness, and we're doing our $10 a month.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, he was wearing his 5X t-shirt. He was up there trying to do the treadmill and just doing so good. And I've always been a little more athletic. It's a little easier for me, but I was struggling with trying to get off bulimia. I hadn't even stopped yet when we first started Planet Fitness. That actually helped me stop. Is Richard actually started to get healthier before me. But anyways, this is back in like 2015. So we go there, and what even 2014? Probably 2014. We get inspired by that show, But anyways, and that got us then to go to LVAC, Las Vegas Athletic Club, after Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness was kind of limiting. They don't only have so much stuff you can do there. And we wanted like an indoor track and a swimming pool, and that's what really helped us get into shape originally. But anyways, I thought the show was like so cool, but when I look back now, I'm like, it was terrible. I don't know if you guys have seen this documentary, and like they were awful to the contestants, and like it was cruel. And yeah, I forgot about they had these temptations where they would like tempt you with all this like amazing food, and then like if you did it, you got to like talk to your family or things like that, or like get letters from your family, just like tempt you with things like that. And then like the people then gain weight, and then they berate them for gaining weight, but it's like crazy stuff. And then it turns out they were giving him caffeine pills, but I think they were giving him even more intense stuff like that, like probably like some sort of speed, because the doctor, the doctor was the same doctor that was like with Charlie Sheen and like Michael Jackson, and he was like the doctor for like the Raiders team and stuff, and he's one of those doctors that's like shady, where they basically like kind of pay him off to like say everyone's fine and probably give everyone shady medicine and stuff. And like he's acting like he was appalled by the show and didn't know, because like the one girl like died. I mean, she came back to life, but you know how like you die for like a couple seconds, and then like because they made her keep running. When they first got there, they knew these people were like obese, and they made them run a mile like in order to make it on the show. It was like they had to run a mile like immediately on the beach, and it was super hot, like uphill. And the girl like passed out and like died for a couple of seconds, and they have to hella vac her out of there. And like the show just like loved just like torturing people, and almost like, and the two executive producers are the biggest dicks. Oh my gosh. And they made all these people just like sign away all their rights, because they were like, do you want to be on the show or not? They're like, can I get a lawyer? Oh, if you want to get a lawyer, there's someone who wants your place. And so the people just like signed away their rights to everything, basically. Like, I'm probably gonna die, but that's okay, and the show's gonna torture me. So it's weird when you look back at these things that like at the time seemed okay, and even like inspiring to us. I mean, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's just weird. It's weird. Like once perception has changed, like, so when you think like you're so right or the world is so right or whatever, just know like things change and like be careful what you're thinking is so cool for this time. If it doesn't feel right, because even, I remember always thinking like I didn't like the name of that show, that it was so insulting to call someone the biggest loser. And they're like proud, oh, I'm the biggest loser. I was like, that is insulting in and of itself. And then making them get in their bra and underwear basically on this massive scale when these people are very large, and then berating them if they, like gain weight or stay the same, and then, commending them if they lost any weight after you like tortured them. It's just like weird, and the coaches were always really mean. I knew that. Especially that Jillian girl and that Bob Harper, they were just cruel. And it's just weird, though, that was like regular TV, I mean, and just things like that. But even now, when I look at the stuff of like all of this blood and gore, I'm like, how is this acceptable? Like, how is everyone okay with just like everyone just like slaughtering heads, any sort of blood and gore, blood splurting everywhere? That's fine. Massive machine guns and things. But then, oh, if there's a little bit of sexuality, oh, don't take the children to that one. Take them to where they're blowing people's heads off. That's so much better. It's like, where has the world gone? I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I can't watch TV like that or movies. Like I don't watch the blood and gore. Once I know there's any kind of blood, I close my eyes. I'm like a 5-year-old, or how all 5-year-olds should be, because I close my eyes. I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna see it. I don't like intaking even those images. It grosses me out. It disturbs me. So once I know, like when we watched that Squid Games show, which at first I couldn't even handle it, but then I got into the storyline. But I just closed my eyes every time I knew any sort of, I was like, so I just closed my eyes, like the whole scene of whatever, if there was any sort of thing they were doing. Tell me when it's over, when they're done with the killing. I'll get like back to the storyline. Yeah, it's just, I can't with that. I don't know, the video games and stuff, it's too much. I don't know why we think that like that's okay, and we wonder why there's so many like school shootings. I don't know, look at what we're putting in their kids' minds. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't get it. But that's me on my soapbox today. So yeah. But I am looking forward to going to New York, but I also like hate leaving, if that makes any sense. Like I'm already like hate the idea of leaving my family. I hate the idea of leaving Casper, but then I do like weirdly kind of look forward to this adventure because I know it's not gonna be for long. Like if it was forever, I'd be like, no. But when I think of it as like for a couple years at most, then I'm like, you know what? Let me make the most of it. Let me enjoy the experience. Let me just, work through my personal issues when I'm there, because I seem to keep doing that. But problem is I also seem to mess up things a little bit when I'm there, especially my health, but primarily like the channel, just saying stupid stuff when I'm drunk, hurting people's feelings. So, but I don't know, I just don't want to be that person anymore. So I want to like be a better person, and I feel like I'm learning a lot every time I go to New York. Like every time I go to New York, I do come back feeling like a more mature person. Even after like my drunken karaoke, like it's like I come back feeling like, wow, I don't ever want to do that again, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like not like, oh, let me go make a fool of myself. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that again. You know what I mean? So I think each time from my mistakes, I'm learning so much more, and that's why people feel they don't want to make mistakes, but how are you ever going to learn if you don't make a mistake? I mean, you don't really learn from doing the same right thing every day. Like, oh yeah, I did the same thing, I did it every day, and I did it right. All right, you know what I mean? It's like, but we learn from when you do something wrong. So, I did a lot of wrong things in New York that I'm regretting, and primarily, treating people bad, saying mean things on the channel and things like that. But I also feel proud of myself for getting off the alcohol as soon as I got home. So there's good and bad of this whole process. But I am feeling pretty healthy today. Um, I'm starting to kind of bounce back. I have my moments where I get some energy and then I kind of like crash out a bit where because I'm not like fully full steam, but I feel pretty good compared to the trip before. Like I was like sick for like a while. I don't know what happened where I think I just didn't take good care of myself when I was in New York. I tried to this time take better care of myself, like drinking more water. Even if I was drinking, like try to drink water, and try to eat my burgers, even if I was drinking, like to, focus on like trying to not just eat horribly and drink all this bad, what I mean? So I was taking conscious efforts, but um, hopefully one of these trips I won't drink. That'll be a good one. Yeah, we'll be like, woo, could be next one. But I'm not gonna think about that now because I have like 2 months to worry about here before I want to worry about that. So, but I do like kind of like planning, like thinking about what dates I'm gonna go or what hotels I'm gonna stay at or things like that. Me and Rich look at things together. It's kind of fun. It makes it kind of fun. But I do need to get to the pool here, Rich. We gotta get to the pool one of these days here.
Sure do.
I really want to get to the pool. We want to swim some laps. That would really help us kind of like kick back into our nutrition. Actually getting your endorphins up and getting your metabolism up at like the beginning of the day if you can do some exercise. I've been trying to do the push-ups and nunchucks the last 2 days, but getting in the pool would be really good. So we have to go with Gloria and Annette because they have the passes, but we can go to the little club over here. So maybe tomorrow. Oh no, we got Gloria's doctor appointment tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday. That's the thing. Because she don't feel good today, so we can't go today. It's probably have to bring a neck because I don't think Gloria's been feeling great. Maybe on Tuesday. Tuesday might be a good day to go. We might be able to go tomorrow morning before Gloria's appointment if we went with Annette. But usually when there's something like the doctor's appointment, there's just a lot of other things to do. The grocery shopping and the breakfast and everything, and then getting Gloria ready and everything. She forgets, so I have to help her make sure she gets in the shower and everything. But let me think. Oh, we got Annette and Gloria have new shoes coming in the mail. Some Birkenstocks and some sneakers for Annette and some sneakers for Gloria. And Annette just got 2 new pairs of jeans, which she looks adorable in. I don't know if Rich put a short up. They look really good. Richard picked them out. He is actually really good with fashion. I actually love when Richard picks out my clothes. He's really good with fashion. So we actually have a bunch of things we need to return to Amazon. I think we'll go tomorrow. So many things on this, but I don't like to go on the weekends when those lines get long now for Amazon. It didn't used to be that way. Now when you go, you get a line wrapped around the store if you go on a weekend to drop off your your returns. And very rarely do those little kiosks work. And when they do, you can't have big items. So we have some big items to return. So I'm like, we'll go tomorrow. But I always try to take care of these things right away because it sucks if you could return something and then you miss the date of the return. It's like by a little gagging or something. But I think we're good on all of them. So, let me think. Are you about ready to take over?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich is gonna come say hi to you. I'm gonna smoke some.
Okay. Yep, I know sure don't. All right. Oops. Oh, shit. Thing fell.
I'll take care of it. It's gonna fall again. I'll take care of it, please.
All right, let's go to dinner. Get a little lunch. Okay, little steak action. Wow. Make sure it fits though.
All right. Looks good, guys. All right, that's gonna be my lunch. Hope you all have a great fucking day. Enjoy yourselves.